Unknowingly created a family with my next-door neighbor and her son, and at this point I don't know what to do. 3 years ago, a woman by the name of Casey and her son Kenny moved into the apartment next door. They had a few boxes, so I figured I would offer to help them out and get off to a good start. I noticed that Kenny had a PS4, so I told him that I game as well, and he was free to come over and play my systems anytime he wanted if his mother would allow it. I have a PS5, a Nintendo Switch, and a gaming PC as well that I constantly play on. Since I'm a mechanic, I told Casey if she had car trouble, she could come to me anytime, since I also help out a lot of other people on the floor with their cars as well, to which she happily accepted. I didn't really interact with Kenny or Casey, besides a few greetings for a few weeks initially, but a little more than a month after moving in, Casey knocked on my door and asked if I could check her car because the engine wasn't turning over. It turns out the spark plugs needed to be changed, which was easy enough to do. Casey was very thankful for my help and offered to pay, but I told her it was no problem. She invited me to dinner with her and Kenny, and I was hesitant to accept, but she insisted on it. The next day we had dinner, and it was a good time. I learned a lot about her and talked to Kenny more. He is a good kid who's really into games, science, and his guitar. We even all went over to my place for some Mario Kart. From then on, I got really close to Kenny. I viewed him like a little brother. He came over to play my games almost every day, and I even started teaching him about cars. I've even brought him to my shop to introduce him to the tools that we use. He's a quick study, and he even told Casey he wants to be a mechanic just like me. I told him to aim higher and become an engineer. He's now even looking into engineering programs. I think Casey really appreciates our relationship. She's become a lot more friendly with me as well. I got COVID during lockdown, and out of the kindness of her heart, she brought me groceries, cleaned my apartment, and even took care of me. I was really totally grateful. She even cooks dinner for me every night, and we all have dinner together. She even makes dinner for me when I work late and leaves it in my apartment. The other day, Kenny brought one of his friends over to his apartment, and that's when Kenny said something that really surprised me. He looked at his friend and said, "Yeah, this guy, he's basically like my dad." And I'm not gonna lie, that took me by utter surprise.